I have posted well over 1,000 videos here on YouTube, and I even think it's closer to 2,000 if I count the channels that I've been working on during the jobs that I've had the last decade or two. YouTube has been around for 2 decades, and I've even posted videos before YouTube was invented. In today's video, I'm going to tell you something that I'd like to have known before posting all of these videos. Then maybe I would have been further in my YouTube journey today if I knew this before I started. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. I'm not going to be dwelling on each point on my list for too long, so that if there's something you know already, you won't have to wait too long until I skip to the next one on the list. Now, the first one on my list, number one, is building a brand is more important than I'd ever hope to realize. And that's something that all of these YouTubers and the gurus are calling consistency. Consistency is not what I mean. I don't mean in posting like a posting schedule. I mean consistency in like the way you talk, the way you act, the way you are, the way your videos feel like, and everything about your videos so that your audience can tell that it's a video from Simon. My name is Simon, if you don't already know. This is a video from Simon, and that's what I like to see. Or this is a video from Simon, so I know it's going to be about X, Y, and Z. That's branding, in my opinion, on YouTube. So one, your audience know what to expect in terms of what the content is about. And number two is that your audience know what to expect when it comes to how the content feels like and how the content is made, so on. Number two on my list is that personality is much more important than gear. And gear is actually maybe somewhat overcompensating for the fact that you don't have the personality it takes to be on camera. And don't have the personality it takes to be on camera is a broad spectrum, because it really depends on what the viewers want to see. And there is room for everyone here on YouTube. The problem is, there is not room for everyone who can show their personality and who can show the camera who they are. So let's say this is the first time on camera, and my first maybe 100, 200, 300 times on camera, especially in the beginning, I looked dead in the eyes. It was stale, and I looked like someone who was like captured, like those video with a prisoner talking to the camera and saying, "Oh, don't kill me," and so on. I looked dead in the eyes. I looked like a presenter who didn't move what they were doing, and so on. And that's what I mean with, if you don't have what it takes to go through that yet, then people could be overcompensating with buying better gear. But when it comes to gear, a microphone and good audio is just important. It's much more important than a camera. But your personality has to shine through to the audience on the other side. Number three on my list is that title and thumbnails is super important, much more important than you think. And I'm going to be very fast about this, because that all YouTube videos is talking about title and thumbnails is important. But it's not because that the title has to have the right structure. It's not because the thumbnail has to be pretty. It's because it has to convey the idea that you have on your video. And if the viewer don't immediately understand the idea, then it's a bad title and thumbnail. So it doesn't have to be a pretty thumbnail. It doesn't have to be a title that's spelled correctly or with this right way of writing it. It just have to come across to the viewer on the other side. What is the video about, and why do they want to click on it? I've seen so many titles where I'm making somewhat and so what. And the title, if you say out the title in real life, then you have to put it to "and so what" test. Like, why does that matter? Why does it matter? Why should I be interested in this? And there's many titles that's just like stating something, and just by the title, you know what's going to happen, and you don't even want to click it because it's predictable and it's just not important to you. But this leads me directly to number 4 in my list, is that ideas, the ideas behind your YouTube videos is the most important thing ever. If you don't have the right idea for a video, you will never surpass the core audience. Now, much of what I'm doing on this channel is like core audience targeted. I'm targeting you guys who are interested in like building a channel starting out on YouTube, because I'm not an expert in going to the 100K subscribers, but I have gone to 10K subscribers like a few times, and I've gotten to 3K and monetized more than 10 times now. So building and starting up is just what in my opinion, is getting better and better, and that's who I'm targeting here on YouTube. So the next step, what I'm not expert is going from, let's just say, 3K subscribers to 100K subscribers. And the one important thing that I haven't nailed yet is to have ideas to get ideas in YouTube that will surpass your audience and get people's interest, like a broad interest here on YouTube. Number 5 is it takes practice if you're not a natural. And I think this is maybe something that's more with my generation and older, is that we are not used to talking to a lens, whereas the younger generation has grown up with smartphones, and the parents having pointed smartphones at their faces all the time, and they know that people are on TikTok. They know they communicate via video calls and Snapchat and so on. They are more used to being on camera. But I was not, and for me, it just wasn't a natural thing. And another thing is that I'm quite introvert in the fact that I actually like I can be social, but it takes energy from me, and I have to like pull together energy to be social, and then I have to like take a breather for several weeks until I can be social again. In my working day, I only meet up in the office on Mondays and Fridays, and the other days of the week I work from home, because being social is not a thing that's in my nature. So if you're very extroverted and if you're used to talking, then this might be easier to you. But I actually think that many people on YouTube is introverted, because they feel more. It feels like we have someone we want to connect to, and we are getting it through this kind of communication instead of doing it in real life. Number 6 is topic jumping will stump your growth, and that's my biggest problem, is that this is my maybe 10th YouTube channel, and I have channels where I just jumped topics all the time. And by jumping topic, I mean that it's because you're targeting different kinds of audiences. Like imagine you have made video 1 through 2 and 3 for someone who come to your channel and watches those videos. And those were maybe about gardening and lawn care. And the next one, you are painting Star Wars figurines. And of course, they wouldn't be interested in doing this. And if you jump topics all the time, now something could be closer related. It could be camera tech, and then you could be talking about headphones, and then you could be talking about building a PC. Now that might seem like it's the same topic, but it's not. It's different kind of topics. If somebody is in the building PC niche right now, they want to see all the videos about building PC. Don't want to see a review of a camera as well, even though that's both tech. It's just not the same niche. And most importantly, it's not for the same audience. Number 7 on my list is 100 real people is more insane than you actually know. It feels like we have become numb to numbers, because we see and we're used to seeing millions or like the M or the K behind videos and thinking that's the norm. And that's something that we should be considering normal. But I have videos that spin to 200, almost 200K, and handful, maybe 20 or 30, as well over 10, and some over 100,000 as well. And I feel like it doesn't feel better making videos that goes to this point than just making videos that goes to 100 views, because there is some magic with the smaller view count, especially if you get comments out there and supportive comments, especially. There is like this community building thing that you see that there's people on the other side on this dead thing, the camera here, talking back to you when you're posting something and you're actually doing a difference for them. And having 100 people that comments on your videos is magic. I remember this from my gaming channel. I had like a few hundred at some point where I recognized at least maybe a good handful, two of them, the names, because they were always in my comments. Now, it may be easier when you're streaming as well as making YouTube videos. You get to talk to these people more, and you get to actually build a back and forth relationship than only one-way relationship. But really, 100 people consistently showing up for your videos is not something you have to. It's not something you have to throw away, because it's actually a game changer. Number 8 here on my list is something that it's quite hard to explain how, but I'm calling it make yourself happy with what you make. The reason why I'm saying this is not because you can't cringe on your videos looking back on them, because you will be doing that, and I think that's always a thing you will be doing, because that's a part of developing and becoming better at everything you do. Cringing at your old videos are fine, but making something that makes you happy is, instead of making something you just do for the views, I think it's just easier on you, and it's better to look back on and see the video. Oh, I remember why I made this video. This was this was fun to make, or this got this one comment that I really loved, and I think I hit the spot on what I wanted to say in this video. Sometimes I make videos for just for the fun, and I have no real ambition in getting anything out of these videos. And some of these videos are some of my best videos. And I realized at some point, I even think that was the first time I broke 1,000 views. It's a long time ago. I made one of these videos, I just said, to hell with it, I'm just going to make this because I want to make this. And I think it was the first time in any video that I was just relaxed, and I was just talking about something. It was without any editing, just as many of my videos is today. And I just talked about something just for off the cuff, and it resonated, especially after some time, found the right audience. It resonated with a lot of people, and I like to say 1,000 views is a lot of people, and especially back then. And it resonated, and I got so many supportive comments. Also got so many hateful comments, because it was a very opinionated topic. Number 9 on my list is something that's closely related to that. Is that you can actually make a difference, a real difference in people's lives. I've been so fortunate to meet people in real life that I haven't met before, but that came up to me and say, hey, they've seen my videos. And they couldn't stop talking about what I did, what that was good for them. And for something that felt so little for me to create has helped them so much. And there was just a guide video I have one as a guide video, and then I have something that's related to this, but it's not about YouTube, but it's before YouTube. And it's so long ago. I have made a website, which was one of the biggest gymnastics websites in this country, where I collected videos and talked about the videos before YouTube was invented. I collected videos on one website about gymnastics. In Denmark, there was 3 websites about this, and I met a guy not long ago who said that he religiously followed and read and saw all the videos that I posted on that website, and for him it made all the difference. And I was just like, today, it's more than 20 years ago I made that website, and let's just say I met this guy 2 years ago or something. He still remembered. So sometimes you can do much more of an impact that you ever understand. When I say I have the biggest website in Denmark, it's in gymnastics. It's just a small niche in a small country. So it was like a few hundred visitors, I think a day, maybe 1,000 at most. And then we get to number 10 on the list. It's also tying into this. It's slow down, have fun, and maybe be silly sometimes. And don't burn out. I've in my gaming channel journey, I burned out because I streamed every day, and it might sound like it was fun to game, but for me, gaming is not a part of what I do every day, and maybe it's because I've grown up or something. I like to be gaming, but I don't like to be gaming and making content about it. It sounds weird. I'm at like a crossroad now because I miss the audience. I miss making building that audience, and hopefully I'm creating can create a community elsewhere because I like doing this. And when I say be silly, it's hard for me still to like come out of my shell and be silly. Also because I never speak English besides when I'm doing these videos. English is a second language to me, and it's not even something that I use in my daily work or in my daily anything. It's only something that I use for YouTube videos. So for me, having that 100% relaxed way of doing it is not so easy. So if you are a native English speaker, you have it easier that way because you can have those natural moments in your speech and in the way you act on camera. Number 11 on the list is no one in your IRL life, in your real life, cares at all about you are doing YouTube. So way back when I started, I talked about it, and I was actually embarrassed about talking about it with my parents and with other people in real life that I made YouTube videos. And before YouTube, also it was not even a thing back then. So it felt kind of embarrassing. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that today, no one cares, because if they don't. If YouTube is not a part of what they are interested in doing, then they don't care that you're doing YouTube videos. It means nothing to them. So they have so much else things going on in their life. Don't bother them with it, and just don't talk about it. Let it be something that you do for you. If you are so lucky in the future to meet someone who watches your content, then you can talk about it, and then you'll have a whole nother conversation. It's so much fun to meet someone in real life that has ever watched some of your content. So save this for the future, a hopeful future where you meet someone who is actually a supportive viewer and not someone who doesn't fucking care what you're doing. Number 12 is just some fast money lessons that I've made, because I've not made a lot of money on YouTube, but I have had blogs that made at the best point over $3,000 each month. And I know that's not a living wage in my country, but it's a lot of money to have as a side hustle. And I spent it all trying to grow the blogs. And then back then that was a good idea because it was just growing and on a good old trajectory. The sites are not that big now. They make maybe $50 or $100 a month in total. And if you start making this money, my tips are here that what comes on the internet like this, you have to invest it or you have to save it up, because I'm still living off some of these money. Like, not living, but I'm still investing in YouTube by the money I made back then. I have maybe $10,000 left or something. But I'm still doing this based upon that money, chunk of money I made back then. And if you're ever doing this, and if you're ever so fortunate to make some money, don't expect it to be a lasting thing just because you make $3,000 this month. Have a long runway before you decide to do anything irrational, like quitting your job or something. I'm so happy I never had those thoughts of quitting my job and so on. So all of that money was just extra in my living situation. I had that, it was extra money, and I can only recommend doing this because extra money is so nice. By being this your primary income, I've been self-employed also. I've not talked about this a lot, but I've been self-employed for 3.5 years as a marketing consultant. And paying your own salary and getting like being your own boss like this, and like having to like earn your own money. I know you do that as a salary as well, but it's not the same. And that's just a level of stress that's out of this world. Even though there are some good months where you just make a lot of money, and there are some bad months where you feel like everything is doom and gloom. So a quick money lesson is, don't take it for granted. Number 13 is a fast one, and I'd go today to say that feelings is more important than facts, especially when it comes to videos. Can you make somebody out there feel something in your videos? Feel inspired, motivated? That's maybe what I'm going for, or feel like they're not alone in their journey. That's at least what I'm going for. But if you can make someone laugh, if you can make someone something of a feeling, then you have the winning formula. Because that's the hardest thing. That's the thing that I'm still working on. I don't know how to get there, and it's the essence of making something on YouTube that will transcend your own like tiny audience and get further on. If you have something, make someone feel a little special today, then hopefully they will feel like they have to share it because they felt special, and they maybe have someone who needs to see this as well. 14 is something that maybe I have mentioned before on the list, is be yourself. But when I say be yourself, you have to know that the camera slows you down. And I know that's so weird, but you have to maybe speed up your talk a bit. It's hard for me because, as I said before, English is not my native language. But you have to say that if you speak like at this level normally, just bump it up like 20 or 30%, because it's just like the camera or something. Maybe I don't know what it is, but maybe it's because you're talking alone in the room and you don't have someone to like go back and forth with. But there is something in the recording process that feel like it slows you down. So think about, you are being slowed down a little bit and go up to the normal level. At least maybe see if you can put in some energy, maybe some movement, and maybe speed up your pace a bit. And I know that might feel like it's unnatural, but that's actually closer to the real you. Number 15 on my list is something that I've said maybe is the one thing that took some of my videos further than just the 1K, and some of them cross the 50 and 100K views, is be bolder, take risks, have opinions, and go against the grain. Do not try and target everyone and anyone in your videos. And my opinionated videos, and my especially strong opinionated videos and honest videos, has been some that works for me. And some of them is the ones that goes against the grain of what felt like is normal to do here on YouTube. Not to do on YouTube, but the normal thing to think about something. It's a good example where I just trash a product that's been getting so many reviews, but I just know that all of these reviews are paid, but they get the product, but I didn't. I paid for the product and I hated it. I still get a lot of dislikes to this day, but I do get so many supportive comments as well. And it's the thing with divisive content or opinionated content, is that as soon as you show that you are not just a shell that communicates something and passes on information, and show that you have an opinion and you stick to that opinion and you have a personality, you will push some people away, but you will also attract other people. And you want to do this thing, and you don't want to push the people away that you attracted. So you want to attract the right kind of people by showing you have an opinion and by showing you are a real person. Because when you're showing these opinion and when you're attracting people like this, you're actually creating a tighter knit community. At least that is in my experience. If you want more tips like this video right here is maybe the perfect one to watch next for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will hope that you'll see you in the future in the comments or as a subscriber. Bye.